pretend I'm so lost, gone for quite some time.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord.
What is going on, you guys? Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Southern Drawl Podcast right here on Southern Traditions. So, Peanut the Squirrel, the latest disgusting overreach from a government administration that probably should not exist, hopefully will be done away with very soon by Doge, if you know what I mean. But first, we got to get Donald Trump into the White House, guys, and that means 2 more days to do that. So if you haven't gone out and voted yet, please go out and vote. If you vote tomorrow, if you vote early, whatever you got to do. But Tuesday's the deadline. After Tuesday, there is no more chances to vote. So unless you're cheating, which I guess seems to be more and more possible these days as we stroll through the craziness that's going on around this country over the last week. We'll talk a little bit about that and some other issues right here on the Southern Drawl Podcast. Let's get it! So what happened with Peanut the Squirrel and Fred the Raccoon? I mean, what actually went down here? I'm going to let you take a look here. This is just a great explanation of kind of what's going on there. So if you haven't seen it, I really hate to fill you in like this because, quite honestly, it's absolutely disgusting what happened here.
You think you despise the media enough, but you don't. Just trust me on this. I thought I did. I thought I despised them sufficiently. But then I see...
Yeah, I despise the media. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've told you over and over and over again, the mainstream media is lying to you. They are lying to you. Everything they're doing is in service to the Democrats that have paid for them. They have been bought. They sold themselves. And as I told you before, this election is about good versus evil at this point. So these people are, well, they're essentially teammates of evil.
An article like this. That's right. The lawful removal of an animal becomes a rallying cry for the far right. Here's what actually happened. A dude adopted an orphan squirrel, nursed it back to health, and kept it like a pet, and it became this internet sensation, right? It was Peanut. This is part of the nice realm of social media. And the government actually went to the trouble to get warrants, raid his home, confiscate the squirrel along with the raccoon, and then, here's the best part, euthanize them. That's right. This is what your government spent tax dollars on. And this is how the media reported it. Again, you think you despise them enough. But clearly there's more work to be done.
Clearly there is more work to be done, and a lot of it. And that is why we need that Doge Department of Government Efficiency, to step in and literally do away with as many of these useless government agencies as possible. What on earth was the need? What on earth drove this to be such a crucial, such an important issue that New York decided to get warrants to raid a man's house over a squirrel? And as far as that news article goes, rallying cry for the far right? No, look, it's not about the squirrel being a rallying cry for what it's about is simple. We are tired of the bullshit. We're tired of it. We have been far too nice for far too long. And all that it's gotten us is a heavy-handed government overreaching into our private lives. It's gotten us higher bills, higher taxes, more expenses, an unlivable, unmanageable situation. This can't go on anymore. We can't sit by and just be nice about it anymore. Why is this a rallying cry at all? It's a rallying cry because it speaks volumes to the average citizen that doesn't expect this kind of bullshit. I'm trying not to use harsher language, to come into their own personal lives. But it just goes to show that under a villainous tyranny that we live under today, anything is possible. But wait a minute, I thought they're demonizing the other. I thought he was going to be the guy that's like Hitler. I thought he was going to be the one that brought this kind of hardship on the American people. Always accuse your opponent of that which you are guilty of, right? That's what they're doing. They're proving it over and over every day, guys. I keep telling you this. You just got to look around. Don't trust that mainstream media, guys. They are lying to you. They keep trying to tell you Donald Trump doesn't have a chance. Donald Trump, we're going to do away with him. All this hateful things they're saying about him. He's a criminal. He's a this, he's a that. He's going to lose to Kamala Harris. I guess it's possible with what we're seeing in the cheatery going on. And yes, there is cheatery. There was cheatery in the last election. There's cheatery in this one happening right now. Donald Trump is no longer running against Harris. She's been defeated. Trump is running against election fraud. Guys, that right there might just be the truest statement of the day. That might just be the truest statement of the day. What kind of election fraud? Well, it's all over the place. Let's just take a look. A week ago, we saw this. ABC station mistakenly aired the results, test results they claimed, during a Formula One race and showed that Harris won Pennsylvania with 100% reporting. They've got numbers to back it up. Votes totaled, percentages, everything. She gets the check mark. Well, who come up with these numbers? These test numbers. Who come up with this? I don't know. I bet you the person that accidentally aired this on the TV probably is not doing so well in the job market today. I imagine they're not working for ABC anymore. But then again, ABC is just outright doing stuff like this all the time. Not just ABC, CNN, CBS. Of course, CNN's starting to come around these days to a degree. Fox News, yeah, none of them, man. Can't trust any of them. They're all liars. Don't buy into their bullshit. They will put up anything and everything to support their cause, to support their candidate. They will lie to your face over and over again about anything. Just like everything going on with this, Trump said he wished death upon Liz Cheney. He made death threats against Liz Cheney. Come on, guys. Have you heard the clip? Have you heard what he actually said? Trump was advocating against war, against sending our children into war zones. And he simply made the statement that Liz Cheney doesn't know what it means to be in a war zone. She'd probably not be advocating for war if she had ever participated in one. How's the media spun it? Oh, man, exactly the opposite. So much, in fact, that I'm hearing there's a DA in some state trying to actually pursue charges. Well, good luck to you. Good luck to you. But it wouldn't surprise me if they did pursue charges against Trump. We've already seen a number of bogus charges against him. He's been prosecuted already for multiple made-up, fabricated, strung together laws and rules and violations. Just complete lawfare. But not only against Trump, against even his supporters. People like me, we got to be careful. I'm trying to be careful all the time. Just walk that line carefully. I don't want them coming after me. Good Lord. Just recently, Steve Bannon was released from prison As you know, Steve Bannon was absolutely railroaded, and the lawfare got him. But he's back, and he's got something to say about all this election fraud, and we're going to show that right now.
Because the facts are on our side. Joe Biden never got 15 million votes, more votes than Barack Obama. Impossible. We didn't pick up net 12 House seats when we lost the presidential. Impossible. We didn't win 19 of the 20 bellwethers and lose the presidency. Impossible. You generated phony ballots of folks that don't exist, and that's why you ripped those envelopes and got them. If not, Rachel Maddow will be rubbing our nose and look at this thing, double it in the envelope. She's there. That's her signature. She's right there. Boom, right there, right there. No, in the dark of night you did this. This is why Trump had to stand up at 11 o'clock at night and say, hey, guess what? I'm up 800,000 in Philadelphia, and we're now going to take down that fence. You ain't blocking us out because you're not going to do some count. Remember, the president came out because he was tapped along and by a lot of his staff and a lot of his legal people who just wanted to get the hell out of there and said, oh, yeah, everybody's going to stop counting. We're all going to stop counting. We're going to go home and get some sleep. And you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Hey, they continue to count everywhere. And guess what? You're now losing. Because they got to count it in the dark of night.
But what's done in the dark will be brought to the light, you guys, so fear not. And it is being brought to the light. He's not the only one calling out this cheating and calling out this election fraud and pointing it out to the American people.
Okay, it is Sunday. It's about 11:30 Central Standard Time. And I was just watching President Trump in Pennsylvania. He's hitting 3 states tonight, and he was pissed, going through all the evidence of election fraud and how the Democrats are all over TV saying they're going to win a landslide when the evidence shows the opposite, how they're going to try to block a Trump win. And Raskin, one of their top strategists, was on Bill Maher Friday saying it's going to look like a Trump win, but he's going to try to steal it, and they're going to block it, and just on and on and on. So they are intending to steal it, just like Pelosi said 4 years ago, oh, don't worry, it'll look like he wins, but we'll have the votes with the mail-ins. They're already trying the exact same scam they did 4 years ago. I did a big emergency report on it last night that millions tuned into, and I said, is Kamala Harris already stealing it again? People are like, oh, man, you're just being negative. People aren't going to vote now because you're saying that. No, you got to vote more to override the fraud. They've only got so much fraud baked in. But they are, from our sources and even public statements of the Democrats, saying they're going to win no matter what, don't worry. And so all they've put Trump and America through, they're not going to just give up easily. After the impeachments and the Russian collusion crap and all the fake indictments and the lawfare, this is common sense. So I'm saying be ready for the Civil War conditions and the not certifying it, and Carville saying we need an armed uprising against Trump and Trump supporters. I mean, these people are going for broke. And mainline Republican supporters aren't really ready for this. Trump is starting to get it and was talking about all this just minutes ago. I'm going to upload this now. I was looking for it. Nobody's clipped it out yet. By the time this is up, it'll be out there. I'll retweet it at Real Alex Jones. They're trying to shut down InfoWars in just 9 days. We could be shut down. It's all over the news. If you're doubting me, just Google InfoWars be shut down November 13th, but we still may survive. But regardless, I'll still be on air at the Alex Jones Network at AJN Live on X. We got it back.
At AJN Live on X. So if they do shut down InfoWars, you can follow him there. And I get it, you guys. There's some of you out there right now that are like, oh my God, this guy, he's taking his information from Steve Bannon and from Alex Jones, a couple of conspiracy theorists. Oh my God. Well, let me tell you something. First off, here on the Southern Drawl Podcast, we don't believe in that word, conspiracy theorist. No, we believe in conspiracy truthist. And we believe that the truth is bubbling up to the surface no matter whether you like it or you don't. You say that they're lying, they're making it up, it's all conspiracy nonsense. Well, I would say maybe you should do a little digging. Here's what's coming out of Georgia concerning the 2020 election, that Trump was actually indicted for interfering with or for standing against.
President Trump has been indicted by Fulton County. May I remind you that Fulton County has been found to be in violation of election law, not once for the hand audit, but twice for the machine count. And now we can prove that they had intentional human intervention, which is the predicate for election fraud.
One was placed there by the lady with the blonde braids at about 8:22 a.m. in the morning. So she put that table there. So the same person who's staying behind now, the same person who cleared the place out under the pretense that we're going to stop counting, is the person who put the table there at 8:22 in the morning. Yeah, I saw 4 suitcases come out from underneath the table. Yeah, upper right hand, you see the gentleman in the red. So he just pulled one out. So what are these ballots doing there, separate from all the other ballots? And why are they only counting them whenever the place is cleared out with no witnesses? Is the question.
Very good question.
So these machines can process about 3,000 ballots an hour. You have multiple machines there, and they're there for 2 hours. So you do the math. How many ballots went through those machines in those 2 hours when there was no one there to supervise, to be present, consistent with your statutes and rules?
That is a great question, but no, nothing took place overnight. There was a pipe burst, so we had to clear everything out, but yet we kept counting votes when no one was there to watch. But Steve Bannon's probably just full of shit, right? Yeah. He's got no evidence to support what he's saying. Except that he does, guys. That's what we're trying to tell you here. But that was talking about last year's or last time's election, 2020 election. Alex Jones was talking about this one, and there being voter fraud taking place right now. And Donald Trump's pissed off about it. Donald Trump was speaking earlier today, this morning, somewhere in Pennsylvania. I can't even remember the town. But, or maybe it was North Carolina, actually. And either way, Donald Trump got kind of heated about this voter fraud stuff going on. And why shouldn't he be heated? He's been saying it and saying it and saying it. One of his number one things he's trying to accomplish is free and fair elections. That should be everyone in the country's right to have a free and fair election. If it's not going your way, it doesn't give you the right to go set on fire ballot boxes, which, by the way, is another reason we shouldn't have ballot drop boxes that are unattended and unmonitored. But yet, we just heard a week ago about ballot boxes being set on fire in Oregon and Washington State. I can show you that video. Hundreds and hundreds of ballots going up into ash. Guess those votes won't count. But here's Pennsylvania right here. Levittown, Pennsylvania, earlier this week as well, engaging in election fraud.
The answer is no. So that
This is from the Wall Street Apes.
Yeah, take a picture. You can take a picture. My name is Michael Bannon. Let's not do
Wall
that.
Street
My name is
Apes
Michael
on
Bannon.
X.
You can fill this out. We'll do the best we can. I have no problem. I've tried my best. You can fill this out.
On the top of your ballot, put if you want it mailed to your house or if you want to pick it up Thursday. Pick it up Thursday. You can, if you elect Thursday, you can come here Thursday and pick up your ballot.
No, I'm a volunteer, but I will be happy to do so. Give it me. I'll do it.
And then you'll pick up your ballot.
Hand it to me. I'll do
He
it.
handed it in to me. Yes, I'll do that.
Would it be a line like that? No.
The answer is
Guys, can I stress to you, do not hand your ballot over to anyone. Do not hand your ballot over to anyone. You fill out your ballot and you make sure it is processed right there on the spot with you watching. You do not hand your ballot to somebody who's going to process it for you later. I'll take care of that for you. Yeah, I'll bet you will. No way. That is not allowed, guys. That is election fraud. Don't do it. Don't do it. Here's another case right here. Where's this one at? This is Bucks County, Pennsylvania. What is going on in Pennsylvania, you guys? They are trying really, really, really hard up there to not do things the right way. I think the Trump administration actually sued Bucks County over this. And to their credit, They can say what they want. News media is saying Donald Trump is doing this and doing that, and he's trying to stop it. No, they sued. It went through the court system and was upheld by the courts that what Bucks County engaged in here was not allowed. This was not right. They weren't allowed to do it, and they did it anyway, and they violated people's rights in doing so, and they had to extend their early voting days because of it.
I have a question. I have to bring someone here about 4 o'clock to vote. Are they going to
ask you to talk to this?
Are they going to turn everyone down?
I'm going to ask you to talk to this gentleman because the voting is closed right now.
It's closed.
I just want you to talk to this gentleman.
We have the right to vote until 4:30.
I got you.
Why is it closed?
Let me explain it to you.
Please.
Okay. This process is very slow and grueling.
That doesn't matter if we're online.
Very slow and grueling.
It's very slow.
It doesn't matter if
grueling.
we're online by 4:30. We have the right to
Why it
vote.
had to close was because a high volume of people wanted to do this. Slow and grueling.
Well, then they
So
have to wait till everyone's.
They had to cut the line at 1:45.
They cut the line at 1:45.
1:45.
You hear that, everyone? They cut the line at 1:45.
Here's
This is voter fraud, by the way. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Oh, voter protection. I heard about that on X. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Contact
Voter protection. Let's see what that's
Contact
from.
the county commissioners to complain.
This is, and so you don't think this is voter fraud? This is voter fraud.
This is voter fraud. They're supposed to be open if you're in line up until 4:30. You're allowed to vote. They cut the line at 1:45 because this is a grueling process. It's a grueling process. It's a grueling process to keep watching all these conservatives coming in here to vote for Donald Trump. We had to cut the lines. You can't just take it upon yourself to infringe on the rights of the people. That's just not allowed. Here you can see the ballots burning. These are people's votes, guys. These are people's votes in Washington State and Portland, Oregon. Of course it's Portland. Of course. So as I said, they'll engage in anything. They'll try anything to keep your election from being fair and free and clear of any cheating or any manipulation. Why? Why are they trying so hard? Well, if it's not obvious, they absolutely, with all their hearts, minds, bodies, and souls, hate with a royal passion. They hate Donald Trump. They don't just hate Donald Trump, though. They hate Donald Trump's supporters. If you support Donald Trump, according to Kathy Hochul, you're not even American. You're un-American. Well, excuse me, Governor, but that don't sound very American to me. For you to make statements like that, you don't sound like an American.
It gave me a chance to tie the Republicans running these seats, the incumbents, closer to Donald Trump and remind everybody, if you're voting for these Republicans in New York, you are voting for someone who supports Donald Trump, and you're anti-woman, you're anti-abortion, and basically you're anti-American because you have just trashed American values and what our country is all about over and over and over.
If you vote against abortion, you are against American values. Because here in America, it is one of our fundamental values to kill our unborn children. Abortion is the main issue for Kathy here. And if you don't vote for abortion, then you're anti-women and you're anti-babies somehow. Wouldn't that be, if I'm voting for abortion, I'd be anti-babies? I mean, couldn't we on the right say that? If she can say this, can I not say, if you vote for abortion, you're anti-children, you're anti-babies? Of course, I doubt if that would even upset anybody on the left, because it seems that they are anti-life in general. I mean, what with the millions and millions of criminals who have poured over our borders over the last few years, it's come out recently that many of them, thousands in fact, 13,000 murders, 16,000 sexual deviants. I'll just leave it at that. Forced lovers. It's hard to use the R word without getting completely censored on here. I'm probably already censored anyway, though. So, yeah. And what's the result of that? Well, we need abortions because if someone gets R-worded, they need to be able to abort the R-worder's baby, apparently. Rather than approach the problem by getting rid of the R-worders, we're going to make measures to deal with the results of what happens when we let so many of them just roam the streets of our country. That just seems backwards altogether, no? Shouldn't we be dealing with the crime that's causing the big problem you're so scared and worried about? I think that's a much better solution to the issue here, especially when these R-worders and these murderers are taking the lives of our children, of our women, of our brothers and sisters, man. This is a heartbreaking story, but I feel like it needs to be shared. So I'm going to share it.
Sunday night, I asked her to not stay up super late because of her coming to work with me in the morning first to do her summer school. She said, okay. I told her good night and I love you. I went to bed, not realizing that that was going to be the last time I saw her.
We're best friends.
Yeah.
We're going to shake it again.
I woke up to notice she wasn't in her bed. I'm in my heart trying not to lose my mind because I don't know where she is. I finally remembered her phone had a location on, and her phone was pinging just 2 minutes down the road, right behind the skate park. I start driving to the direction the phone was being pinged at, and I see a couple cop cars with lights on. I see yellow tape, and immediately my heart drops and sinks to the bottom of my stomach. My daughter's hands and ankles were both bound. She was strangled to death, left with no pants. And I know in my heart, she fought incredibly hard. She was not going down without a fight.
We begin with two men we're learning are charged with capital murder tonight, accused of killing a 12-year-old girl.
Police say these men strangled her before dumping her into that creek. Both men were in the country illegally.
Apprehended, then released by Border Patrol less than 3 weeks before Jocelyn's death. The men accused of killing Jocelyn Nungare are affiliated with the gang known for brutal violence.
Kamala Harris was in charge of immigration in our borders. If we had better border policies and not open borders and not these catch and release policies, I truly believe this all could have been prevented. Under her being vice president of this country, my daughter's life was ripped away from her. She had her entire life ahead of her.
Happy birthday, dear Jocelyn.
My daughter is 6 feet in the ground based off of policies that she allowed to keep. Kamala Harris did have one job, and she not only failed, not me, she failed my daughter. She failed Jocelyn. You know, she was only 12. President Trump reached out, gave me his sincerest condolences as not a former president, but just as a father, someone who cares. I believe Donald Trump needs to be back in office. I can at least know that my next child will be safe in this country.
What a beautiful little girl and a beautiful life taken so tragically, so horribly at the hands of evil. Evil that's supported by the left, paid for by the left, funded by the left, given every bit of aid and support so they can come here and do horrible things to beautiful little girls like Jocelyn. Valentina Gomez, I support her stance on this whole thing. 100% finish the wall and start mass deportations now, please. If we don't get these criminals out of our country, then we're going to continue to have horrible situations just like this over and over and over again. This is only one of many, many. Here's another one. Missing Georgia mom's body found a week after she vanished from a Walmart. Just one of many, guys. A life tragically taken. It's really frustrating, guys. Really, really frustrating. But the left keeps trying to put their candidate in because they don't care about you and me. They don't care about our children. They don't care about our wives and daughters and mothers. They claim to. And what's their answer? Abortion, abortion. Abortion's the answer. No. It makes the country immoral. But that's their agenda. That's what they're going with. While they continue to spew their hatred about everybody on the right, about Trump and Trump's supporters. What evil we are. What evil he is. And anybody that follows him. Here's some of your top leaders echoing that, and their supporters echoing that sentiment.
You were comparing that rally to a Nazi rally?
Look, I'm comparing it to the hate that came out of this, and I think they confirmed that.
You stand by that comparison, though, to a Nazi rally?
Look, the rally, you saw it for yourself. I'll let the American public make the decision of what they saw.
What about you, though?
So I know what I saw, and I'll just leave it at that.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
Donald Trump, you never see him around strong, intelligent women. Ever. It's just that simple.
You were comparing that rally to a Nazi rally?
Look, I'm comparing it to the hate that came out of this, and I think they confirmed that.
You stand by that comparison, though, to a Nazi rally?
Look, the rally, you saw it for yourself. I'll let the American public make the decision.
Make the decision, American public. You have the ability to make that decision coming up in 2 days on November the 5th, as we are enjoying probably the last peaceful Sunday that we're going to enjoy for a little while. If the left has it their way, we've already heard about their calls for violence, their calls for uprising, while they point the finger at the right, saying the right's going to uprise and be violent. Yet it's their politicians. It's their politicians who are making preparations for violence. One of them calling for civil war-like conditions. Raskins. Boy, what a piece of work he is. It's their politicians and it's their supporters that are constantly labeling and calling for violence. Here's a whole montage on that.
Why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
You got to be ready to throw a punch. You have to be ready to throw a punch.
You need to go back and punch him in the face.
That I thought he should have punched him in the face.
I feel like punching him.
I'd like to take him behind the gym if I were in high school. If we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him. No, I wish we were in high school. I could take him behind the gym.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
Take him out now.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Please, get up in the face of some Congress people.
People will do what they do.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
We're going to go in there, we're going to...
This is just a warning to you Trumpers. Be careful. Walk lightly. And for those of you who are soldiers, make them pay.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
Well, but we're the violent ones. We're the ones that are going to start all the trouble. We're the ones that were burning cities and streets down in 2020, right? Oh, no, wait. That's right. That was the left. We're the ones that get on the TV and advocate for violence against our political opponents and use the law to punish and persecute our political adversaries, right? Oh, wait, no, that's the left. So as they continue to do this and they continue to cheat to win, it is so very important that every single one of us on the right get out and vote on November the 5th. That's 2 days from now, guys. Tuesday. Get out and vote. Your voice matters so much this time around. It matters every time around, for that matter, but it matters so much this time around. Our country can't keep going through what it's going through. If you're wondering, like, it was better before. People keep saying, wasn't it better? Wasn't your life better under Trump? Wasn't America stronger and greater under Trump's leadership? The left doesn't want you to remember that, but they don't want you to see the stark contrast between his presidency and their presidencies. But it's hard not to pay attention to that.
When I first came into office, I cut taxes more than any other president. We have created 7 million new jobs, and it led to a growth like we've never seen before. We developed the greatest economy in history by far. When I left office, it changed. Inflation destroyed the lives of so many people. Interest rates went from 2% to 10%. Millions of illegal immigrants, traffickers, and drugs coming into our country. Our country has gone to hell. So I made a decision to run. We're going to make America great again, greater than ever before. I will fight for you with every breath, and I will never let you down.
President Trump is literally putting his life on the line, and he's willing to risk it all because he loves this country.
He is strong, he is fearless, and he is what this country needs right now.
Our cities will be safe, our streets will be clean, and our border will be secure.
We can't allow our country to be destroyed by politicians who will put their own power ahead of the interests of the American people, our freedom, and our future.
The left told me to hate Trump. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger.
So if you love this country, if you want to stand up and fight for the future of our nation, you must re-elect Donald J. Trump.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
The left wants you to think that us on the right, we're all just far-right extremists who worship Trump like a savior and think that he's the only way. No, look, the MAGA movement isn't about one man. It isn't about Donald J. Trump. No, it is about an idea. It is about reclaiming something that is so sacred and so great that no country in the world even compares. It is about securing our freedoms, and it is not just people on the right that support this movement. There have been a large number of people on the left who have left the Democrat Party, and they've done it for a good reason because they see the bigger picture. They see that the United States is at stake. They see that freedom is at stake, that our constitutional republic is at stake. And they want to return the power to the hands of the people and take it away from these elitists, these globalists that are trying to run our country like a dictatorship. While they point the finger at Donald and call him a dictator and say that he's got a Nazi regime planned for the future, they're the ones that are enacting that very thing upon the nation right now. Like I said, accuse your enemy of that which you are guilty. Keep the people confused. Take a look at these true patriots that have band together and have joined this MAGA movement. for the good of America, for the good of the people.
What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we, the people, choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing.
Don't you want healthy children? Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
I come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again.
Man, don't that just inspire you? God, man, that gets me so pumped, man. So pumped. That's America. Everything about that whole ad was pure American. Not this anti-American crap that comes out of the left. Not this hateful garbage. Not this let me murder my baby garbage. Not this let's bring in as many people from around the world as possible and support everything that they want and do. And none of that. None of that American dream is dead bullshit. We need to stand up for America. We need to vote, guys. Vote on Tuesday. Whichever candidate you vote for, though, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm gonna dial it back. I'm excited. Forgive me. I'm gonna dial it back, and I'm just gonna remind you guys of one thing. It is not a man that is gonna save any of us. It is not a man we put our faith in. We put our faith in God, the Almighty God, who has given us the ability to be here to do these things and to choose what path we take. Whether we choose the path of goodness or we choose the path of evil. I heard a sermon today that was really touched me in a couple of ways. There were some things that stood out to me, one of which was good and evil do not coexist mutually as equal powers or in some sort of balance. There's a difference between good and evil, and it's worth stating the difference. One is good is essentially the immeasurable riches and wonderful things created by God. Whereas evil is simply the lack, the consequential lack of the goodness that God created. Man, what a powerful statement. That was just that stuck with me in a big way. And I feel like we are right there. We choose goodness and we choose to walk forward in goodness, or we choose to have a complete lack of all the good that God created. I'm going to read a little scripture here for you. This is Psalm 139. This also stuck out to me today as I ran across it. It says, "O Lord," it says, Psalm 139, "Search me, O God, and know my heart." I think in this particular set of scripture, there's a lot of things worth. I just feel like this psalm individually touches on so many different issues that are happening in our world today. So I hope you'll put on your ears and listen, or pick up a Bible and read it, or just Google it, Psalm 139, and just really think about the words that God is telling us here, that the things He is telling us. This is actually a Psalm of David. It says, "O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You search out my path and my lying down and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You hem me in behind and before and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high. I cannot attain it. Where shall I go from your spirit? Or where shall I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there." God is with us everywhere, guys. Doesn't matter which path you take, God is there. He's with you. You have the ability to turn your heart to Him at any moment. Any moment. You'll never escape Him. He's always there. He's right there. All you have to do is acknowledge Him. It says, "If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light about me be night. Even the darkness is not dark to you. The night is bright as the day, for darkness is as light with you. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them." How can anyone, knowing this to be true, the word of God proclaiming that I know everything about you before you were ever even thought of by your parents, choose abortion, choose to make such a decision without it being the heaviest, most heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching decision they've ever made? How can anyone advocate for making it more convenient with no thoughts and no care for human life? No, I find that so hard to wrap my brain around, to wrap my heart around. People that are so thoughtless and careless of human life that they would praise abortion and they would fight for it to be so easy to accomplish that it not be any sort of a hindrance to have it done for them. Shouldn't this weigh heavily on every heart that has to go through it? Shouldn't it be the hardest decision you would ever have to make? And understand, I'm sure for some that are going through this and having to deal with this, it absolutely is the hardest decision you're ever having to make in your life. And for those of you, I am praying dearly for you. And for those of you that don't see anything morally or ethically wrong at all, I'm praying dearly for you as well. I truly am. I truly am. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. If I would count them, they are more than the sand. I awake, and I am still with you. Oh, that you would slay the wicked, O God. O men of blood, depart from me. They speak against you with malicious intent. Your enemies take your name in vain. Do I not hate those who hate you, O Lord? And do I not loathe those who rise up against you? I hate them with complete hatred. I count them my enemies. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any grievous way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Psalm 139, guys. I feel like there's so much there to learn from just that one passage. Just that one. Here in America, we're faced with a vote for good or a vote for evil. One stands for the goodness of the world and the goodness of people and the goodness of hearts and the care for neighbors, to care for one another as you would want to be cared for yourself. Jesus said, love thy neighbor as thyself, and love the Lord your God with all your mind, body, heart, and soul. As I leave you here today, I'm going to go out with a song. I ran across this song today. I guess it dropped on Friday. Brand new music video and song from Tom McDonald and his lovely significant other. They're still not married. I don't know how these two aren't married yet. I feel like it's going to happen eventually. They keep teasing us with this idea that Tom's going to propose at any moment, but we shall see. But this is Tom McDonald and Nova Rockefeller. The name of the song is Goodbye, Joe. I hope you enjoy it, guys. And in the meantime, thanks for joining us right here on Southern Traditions for the Southern Drawl Podcast. Until next time, guys, be free, be blessed, go vote on Tuesday. Peace.
America is going woke. The streets are full of fire and smoke. This ain't the way I thought it would be. The White House full of evil folks. Americans ain't free no more. They don't respect folks like you and me. The way we're treated ain't been fair. Fake news on every TV. 4 years we've been in this nightmare. While they killed American dreams. We can't afford our lives here. Rent, food, and gasoline. These colors don't run and I only warn you once. Buddy, don't tread on me. I won't forget the ones who died for our freedom, and I ain't gonna hand it back. No, no, no. If liberty and justice ain't enough to believe in, then get out of here and don't look back. Go, go, go. We love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go. Don't let the big door hit you where the good Lord split you. Wave goodbye to Joe. We love our land. You ain't fans, buddy will help you pack your bags. Don't let the big door hit you where the good Lord split you. Burn someone else's flag.
America is losing hope, divided by the way we vote. This ain't the way that this all should be. We're fighting over memes and jokes. They're burning flags that we hold close. They think that war's only overseas. The way we're painted ain't been fair. So what, you don't know me? You got something to say, well I'm right here. Thank us for the freedom of speech. You like to claim I don't care, cause I ain't gonna bend no knees.
These colors don't run and I only warn you once. Buddy, don't tread on me. I won't forget the ones who died for our freedom, and I ain't gonna hand it back. No, no, no. If liberty and justice ain't enough to believe in, then get out of here and don't look back. Go, go, go. We love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go. Don't let the big door hit you where the good Lord split you. Wave goodbye to Joe. We love our land. If you ain't fans, buddy will help you pack your bags. Don't let the big door hit you where the good Lord split you. Burn someone else's flag. If you look close, you'll see America. Oh, she don't look quite like she did. Oh, this ain't the country that our parents love. Oh, but I still hear her on the wind. Oh, we love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go. Don't let the big door hit you where the good Lord split you. Wave goodbye to Joe. We love our land. If you ain't defense. Buddy will help you pack your bags. Don't let the big door hit you with the good Lord split you. Burn someone else's flag.